Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is a Dr. Showboat, and today is, of course, Wednesday, April 21st, 2021. Welcome, everyone, to the stream today. A few things before we begin. Tomorrow, I am not going to be able to stream, I believe, because there will be a technician coming out for my ISP for Cox to upgrade slash replace the modem. And while that was supposed to have been between 8 and 10 in the morning tomorrow, it looks like it's already been pushed to 10 to 12. So that's during my stream time. We need to be available and ready to have the modem replaced. Why do we need to have the modem replaced? Because Cox says we need to have our modem replaced in order to maintain our current plan. Otherwise, they will change our plan to the updated version of our plan, which has a faster download rate but a slower upload rate. So that's a thing. That's a thing. They want to push as many people off of the plan that we're on right now, the Ultimate Classic plan, and get them onto the actual Ultimate plan, because they cannot actually maintain the upload rates that are advertised for the Ultimate Classic plan. Ultimate Classic is a 300 megabit down and 30 megabit up connection, but the new Ultimate plan is 500 down and 10 up. Also, my fan is on, so let me cut that off real quick. So it's a third of the upload rate. That would actually be okay if they could maintain it, but I don't trust them to be able to provide the 10 on a regular basis. They do not provide the 30 on a regular basis, at least with the modem that we currently have. So maybe by providing a new modem, it will be more capable, and perhaps we'll be able to have higher quality streams. What I do know is that right now and over the past several days, I haven't been able to stream at my intended stream quality because the upload speed has been awful compared to what it should be. It's been down at like 5 or 6 megabits when it's supposed to be 30. And so I've been streaming at 3 and 30 frames per second rather than at 60 frames per second because of that. So hello, good morning, everyone. The only other thing to mention, besides not being able to do my normal stream tomorrow because of this technician coming out, is that today is the day that that my grandmother's house is going to close. Today is the day. This afternoon, everything is greenlit for it to finally happen, and for this part of the saga to finally come to an end. This has been just a huge pain in the neck for everyone involved for the past like 9 months. It's just been on and on and on and on and on, and it's finally coming to an end. At least the actual sale of the house. So that's nice. Also, yesterday, I didn't mention this, it being a historic day and all yesterday. Yesterday also would have been my grandmother's birthday. Yes, my grandmother's birthday was April 20th. Which she would also always mention. Yes, it was also Hitler's birthday. Anniversary of Hitler's birthday. But that's only because my grandmother would constantly bring it up. That is like, oh yeah, I have this unfortunate birthday that I share. And of course, yes, 420, and yes, of course, yesterday, very important day for the United States with the a very important trial decision verdict reached. So yeah, lots of stuff making yesterday important. But let's not get into any of that. Let's go into the game as well as what I've managed to do here in Sea Block between our stream yesterday and today. As I had mentioned, I wanted to get done as much as possible with getting the copper, lead, and tin put onto the train network, and I have somewhat done that. It's not quite finished yet. The copper is done. The copper is giving me plates and wire coils. So I have that set up. It's moving, it's making copper plates and wire coils. They are getting loaded onto trains. I have not set any demand for it yet at my mall, so we should think about doing that. The tin and the lead, I'm still working on them. I still need to get the trains set up for them. The tin still needs to have the requester chests changed to the relevant materials before it actually starts working. I have also included a copy of the copper setup for making the tinned wire coils. These are actually really, really nice to make and to provide onto the train network. And just for reference, because we haven't seen it, this is the processed copper sorting. I'll call it the T2 ranking of metallurgy, T3 being pellet press processing. But here we've just got, I needed oxygen, I made oxygen. It's just a copy paste of the setup over here that's doing the iron as iron that we did last time, and modified to be just for copper instead. Making crystal mineral catalysts and processing it down into copper ore, into processed copper, into ingots, and then molten and casting, strand casting. Takes several strand casting machines to use all of the molten copper that we get out of this, but there you go. That one's that. The tin doesn't need the oxygen, so it ends up being a much simpler setup overall, of course, using stereotype and bobmonium to do that individual ore sorting. Otherwise, it's pretty identical. And then just a copy over slightly scaled down version of the copper to make the copper wire coils. And over here, we have the lead as the full lead setup. This is the least done at this point. I still need to go in and bring over the charging stations and all of that for this. The complicating factor with the lead is that it needs carbon. So I've brought up my charcoal and have carbon. I may need more charcoal production for this, so still a few tweaks needed overall to get this completely done. On the other hand, we don't really need that much lead as lead plates. At least to my knowledge, we don't need a lot of lead as lead plates. Really, we need lead as molten lead. Or lead ingots. Let me do a search for lead ingots here. Lead ingots. Let's see. Molten solder. There is the brass 3 that'll use it. That'll be fine. Molten solder. So I have a tin here, very specifically, to do solder through this recipe on the molten solder. That's the whole point here. I copied over tin. I need to scale it down to meet the demands of the solder for whatever excess lead I have. To actually make the solder coils. I'll be making the strand casted solder coils out of this in the end. But lead itself, there's one section where there's a loop of lead in a glass thing, but otherwise, And there's another loop with zinc. It doesn't need an outside input there. It looks like there was a bit more demand, I think, than usual because of this microwaver and maybe because of this guy here. Looks like Science Cost Tweaker may have increased some lead demands. But because normally in Angels, there's not that much of a demand for lead as lead plates. A lot of it is solder. Most of the demand for making lead comes from solder, and there is a solder that doesn't even use lead. A solder recipe, but that's getting a little... Yeah, tin zinc. In Sea Block, this tin zinc, not worth it in the slightest, because zinc is crystal catalysts. It's really easy to make mineral catalysts, and to make the mineral sludge for the catalysts. I actually have to compare, because it doesn't seem to me like there's that much of a difference between these two, especially when lead has far fewer uses than the zinc, as far as I'm aware. The level 3 does give more solder out. It also doesn't use lead, which is interesting. That would be viable in the long term. Would require a bit of editing, though. Honestly, you may have noticed, if you've watched my Angel series, that I have been building in a very, very different way than in my Angel series that I just had wrapped up not that long ago, the most recent ABX series. In that series, when I set up metallurgy and all of the various steps in Angel's smelting, I think that's the mod. Yeah, in Angel's smelting, I separated the individual pieces of this and provided the intermediate pieces onto the train network. For example, I put up ingots onto my train network. I didn't put the processed or pellets. I put the ingots on the network, and I had a separate factory that would take ingots in to melt into the molten and then casted at a separate location from where I was making the ingots. And of course, I had a separate location that was doing the crushing, that was doing the flotation, that was doing the leaching, etc. And a separate location from those doing the ore sorting and providing the ore on the main network. That was in an effort to reduce repetition, as in trying to get places that had a lot of space to scale for each individual thing, so that I wasn't having to copy-paste in several locations the exact same thing. However, for this, it's a little bit different, because ultimately, everything is coming from water and or viscous mud water. So there's a bit of a different dynamic here where you can basically just create anything, anywhere, as needed. And so that is going to be part of my design philosophy going forward, where I set up a copper factory with copper wire coils and make as much copper as I need for the base there out of the base resources, in which all it needs is mineral sludge. Out of mineral sludge, just converting it into a thing in a factory. Same with this iron, same with the tin and the tin coils, and the lead and the solder. When I get to brass and bronze and the other like alloy type stuff, the cobalt steel, even steel, and into the zinc, like all of these things, they're going to have their own factory dedicated to making specific amounts of that stuff, because that ends up being a little bit easier to scale. If I need more bronze, I just add more of the build that makes bronze. It's a unit that takes sludge and makes bronze, as an example, and it's just copy the whole thing, paste it, throw more sludge at it to make more of any individual plate. So I hope that sort of explains my thinking going into the designs of the factories that I've been making thus far. The focus is definitely on plates, making the plates and being able to scale the production of the plates based off of just copying and pasting an entire thing, an entire factory that just makes the plates at a specific amount that I know that it makes each time I paste it down. So there's that. Today, I wanted to set up the production of crystal seedling for making crystal catalysts. I'm trying to think, though, about this, because no matter what, we need the mineral sludge, right? Like, no matter what. So if we're trying to do individual ore sorting for, say, silicon, just as an example, so I can get into glass, silicon, nickel, aluminium, and zinc, and fluorite ore, these are all on the agenda going forward. If I'm going to set up a factory for this, does it make any sense to make crystal catalysts on site because I have a build that does crystal slurry already? Like, this, all of this just converts crystal slurry to mineral sludge. All of this, it's already there, it just converts the slurry to sludge and consumes mineralized water in the process. A lot of it that's actually being made already, and it, unfortunately, I have to redesign this because it is having a tendency to die on me, and I don't really know why. I'm having a hard time understanding exactly what is causing this to choke. It says if it's overflow, is getting rid of too much. And it's somehow completely choking the system just by having an overflow valve somewhere. The overflow valve is here on this mineralized water, and it's supposed to only overflow when there's more than 80%. So it's like, huh. Is it in that brief moment that it's over 80% shoving too much? I think it's shoving too much out when over 80% for it to continue the cycle for whatever reason. So not all of these are operational right now, and I've already gone through and I've tried to kickstart them, but they've just died again, and I've made attempts to, like, get them to consistently work. It looks like this seems to be working on all of these, but both of these are broken. I don't have that connection between the two. Both of these are broken. Both of these are broken. So I was trying to think, yeah, I should probably add in a tank for mineralized water to keep it flowing, or to keep it stored, and or a tank on, actually on this, the crystal slurry itself, because what it comes down to is I need to consume crystal slurry, consume the dust to keep the crushing going to maintain the flow of the mineralized water. And I think it's this pipe getting full. If I overflow void this, it keeps the thing moving, and it constantly keeps the thing moving. And as long as it keeps moving, it doesn't stop. It may also be a problem of a backup of sludge stopping the stuff and all of that. But regardless, I am completely redesigning and am making something different from these individual units here. I'm making something that is able to produce a lot more in its own individual unit. Right here, this thing is going to be what ultimately is replacing these individual units. And I think it'll be fine. I think this one, though, is going to be dedicated into the seedling. So, crystal seedling is used to process the gemstone ores, which won't come about until much later, and crystal catalyst. And that's it. That's all it's used for. So, is there a point to providing crystal seedling on my train network? No. I'm going to be making crystal catalysts and providing the crystal catalysts on the train network. And that should end up being a lot easier to deal with. And potentially, I could bring in mineral sludge, or make it here, to make mineral catalysts for the hybrid catalysts when that becomes relevant. Now, crystal slurry, on the other hand, does get used in all of this stuff for the module production. Otherwise, I don't have to worry about it. It's small amounts of crystal slurry. I could do something local for that as well. Fortunately, I know how to do the modules already, because I did do the full ABX playthrough with all the updates already. So I do have a generalized idea of just how much of a pain in the butt it is to make modules now with all of the Angel's bioprocessing requirements for it. We get to make a whole bunch of majestic farting puffers to start off the process, get our initial biter eggs. Oh, it's gonna be glorious. Absolutely glorious once we do get around to doing that. For now, though, say I want it's a 50% gain. Gosh. If I want 15 plates out, that would be 11.25. If I want 7.5, it would be 5.625. That was not the correct number. That's not a lot of catalyst. And then of course we'll need to look at flotation as well and dealing with these geode outputs. Oh god, dealing with those geode outputs. Right. Right. That's a thing. Because sulfuric acid. Now, fortunately, this actually returns enough sulfuric acid to produce enough sulfur. Wait, what? Oh, it's trying to make the mineralized water. Provide that. Oh no, it's trying to make the pure water. Excuse me. What else is it trying to do? Oh, it's trying to make all this slurry. Get rid of that. Now, why are you not processing? What? Matrix solver. Are you linked? Bah. So if this makes 0.71 red geodes and it's linked to the one above, why? Input. If I set this to product input with red geodes, and I have it linked down below to this 0.71, this should pull the 0.71 from the block below it. Does it work the other way? Oh, it works the other way. If it's below, it works the other way. Oh, game. Oh, mod. Mod. You are hilarious. So this will make... that into that. It can make how much? There it goes. This, I suppose, needs to be sent to its own doohickey. Wait, what? I control clicked. Wait, I control clicked. Well, that's a bug. Hey, if I control click, it's supposed to go to the very bottom. Why is it not going lower? Hello? UI? Even normal clicking, it's not going lower. Huh. Interesting. I wanted all that over there. Now why are you not making stuff? Why are you not using the sulfur? Ah, that would be why. Da 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 da. Hello? You make 0.71. Why do you say 0? There it is, there it is. So that is 422 sulfuric acid. This would make more than that of sulfuric acid. Wait, what? Oh, water. Not that recipe. Huh? Product. That recipe. Thanks. What? Oh, I have 140.7. I have 140.7. I make 98.44. So it wants me to do what? It's wanting to consume all of the water. Instead of listing it as a output. What? Excuse me? That's better. Why do I have to separate that out again? Point being, doing a flotation process to get into chunks for this actually makes a lot more sulfuric acid in the end than what would be needed to essentially get rid of the geodes. Also note that the processing of the geodes does not give enough slurry for seedling for the catalysts needed for this. It does not return enough. This is irrelevant, basically. It's a completely irrelevant output. We just need to make sure that we get sulfuric acid to deal with it. Which, as it so happens, would be a good way to have some amount of sulfuric acid. The only problem is I can't depend upon it. I can't depend on it constantly being able to move the sulfuric acid to provide for the entire base across all of these flotations for all of these individual ores. I mean, yeah, to an extent, I'll be consuming stuff in them all. I'll be consuming stuff for some science when I have science to process, but when it backs up, hello, Dolly. Hello, Dolly. How's my girl? How's that baby? How's that baby kitty? Yeah, you're gonna get comfy right there. Comfy on the back of the chair, my dolly. Yes, you get comfy. She walked across the piano to get over here, because of course she did. Glorious Dolly. Yeah, she's so cute. She's so cute. She's so cute and pretty. Yes, she is, and my microphone blocks her face. Let's try to move that a little bit so we can see the kitty. Yeah, see the kitty. At least attempt to see the kitty. While also being able to talk consistently. There she is. There she is. She's so pretty. Okay. That's sort of the plan. The specific numbers don't matter much, but so we know, the amount of silicon here is to make approximately 7.5 plates, quote-unquote plates. Oh, she left. So much for that. It's to make stuff out of it. I need to be able to make mix for glass, and I need to be able to do cement, yes, and I need to be able to do ingots. What do the ingots make again? Oh, they're used for that, right? I need a lot of stuff. I need silicon ore for a lot of things. But I am committed to doing individual factories for each of the things that I need the silicon for. Alright. That somehow lost my... hello? What? Now another bug! Another bug! I can no longer actually define my amount that I want out of this. I can no longer define an output value. It's like, it's flipped from what it's supposed to be, and I can't even say how much... Like, it's set to, product input now, for whatever reason. And now I can't... I can't define this. What? Helmod? Helmod, you're broken. You're broken right now. I've managed to break it somehow. Anyway, so the point I was making here with the crystal seedling, say I want the crystal catalysts. Under what tab are the catalysts? Oh, I think they would be here. Yes, there they are. I want 15. I want 30. 30 million of it. This needs... Wow, that makes a lot of sulfuric wastewater as well. Huh. That's neat. So some of the things that I brought up with my tutorial video on Hellmod have been fixed. Some of the things have been fixed. Other things are just inherent to the behavior of the logic. As Hellfema pointed out, the mod maker themselves. Right. So that needs a lot of that. You also produce the sulfuric wastewater, so that's fine. You there. I need that. I need that. Calcium sulfate. What is that? Oh, okay. Right. That's for the hydrofluoric. And that loops for a part of the sulfuric acid input again, to conserve your sulfuric. You are from, very sadly, not crushed coal to charcoal. You are primarily from... Where is it? Where is it? It's here. This. This produces more sulfuric wastewater than is needed for this process. Part of me is wondering, well, if it makes more sulfuric wastewater than is needed, how about just loading it all up onto trains, loading up the excess onto trains, and then using that excess to make additional stuff where needed. Sulfur, sulfuric wastewater, all that. But the problem is maintaining the system, keeping it moving constantly. I don't like relying on waste products unless I'm absolutely forced to. Thank goodness this makes exactly what's needed. It makes 56.25 mineralized water. We of course need to get the crystal dust. That's out of all of this stuff. I need the matrix solver on, I think. And that's going to come from that. My goodness, that's a lot of stuff. Mark II, please. Default that. Well, I know it looks like it looks identical to the mineral sludge area. It is identical, and that's by design. It's just that it doesn't use anywhere near as much of the mineral sludge, or the the mineralized water, which helps because doing this, hey, that's going to make a whole bunch of mineralized water, which guess what? I can top up all of my systems up above to get them all flowing again. And to maintain them as long as this moves, but who knows how long this is going to move for. This needs oxygen. Out of that. Out of those. For whatever reason, this still needs to be defaulted. This actually needs to be defaulted to these. Unless I need a doohickey. Undo those. Now it's saying I'm ending up with 0.19 more sulfur. Ah, now it's using all of the sulfuric wastewater. For whatever reason. That makes mineralized. That uses heavy mud water from that, so I just want to make sure I get that sorted. And I think that's going to be effectively the build here. On the other hand, somewhere I have this. Now, if we compare... Wait, this? No. This. This is the one. If I compare this to this, with its 30 out, that's from 375 seedling. This over here, this guy is 500. If I say 375 here, also, why do you need the charcoal? Right, for the actual filters, dummy. We need to process and make charcoal for the filters. That's right. But we know how to do this by now, I'm sure. That's going to need mineralized water. Of course, the mineralized water is going to come from that, of which we have bajillions. Oh, we don't even need it. We don't even need it because this outputs mineralized water from the hydro plant here processing the sulfuric wastewater. It's going to make enough mineralized water by itself to produce enough charcoal for the filters. Oh boy, that's fantastic. That's just glorious. May as well make use of it. The thought has occurred to me that I could help to simplify the system by having carbon dioxide get made in a factory that is making charcoal and converting it into carbon dioxide through this process. It's very simple to do. I could just have a carbon dioxide factory and bring it in wherever relevant. The thing is, it's brought in to make more charcoal most of the time. So it's like, huh, how about you just bring in charcoal? That would actually be the most, the biggest simplification would be to bring in charcoal, provided on a separate factory, and I am considering it. I was trying to avoid it, but here we are. Because it would mean not having to do any of this as part of this unit. But, of course, it's also all from water, so it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, it's just a choice. It's a choice. Whatever I want to do. I'm just trying to decide what it is I want to do. Because no matter what, we have to deal with a whole bunch of crushed stone. In the grand scheme. We have to just deal with it. Oh yeah, I've also got... somewhere, I think I have a slightly damaged train that I didn't heal up. That I sort of T-boned with my car and almost destroyed my car. So over here, I have built a little bit bigger scale than this, even, thus far. Just a bit bigger. Yeah, so I would be, if I were to go the route with the carbon, with the charcoal provided on the network, it would be from the fuel, in, like, the fueling spot, too. For carbon dioxide stuff. Because I already have a pretty big factory making me... Oh, and I still need to go and adjust a few things about the lane stuff here. But it produces like 3 pellets per second out of a belt of charcoal. What is should theoretically be a belt of charcoal, but is not, because I'm terrible at lane balancing, I guess. I don't really know what's going on. Yeah, so there's a few of these that are just backed up completely. They're not shoving their stuff out for whatever reason. I don't know why. I guess I'll need to upgrade these for some reason. It's right across the tracks here, so I'll go and do that now. Gotta make it work as intended. Does that actually do anything? Huh. It's also this sending stuff up here, but... Alright, new plan. Brand new plan. Nothing could go wrong with my plan. Never ever. Nothing ever could go wrong. The new plan will be to adjust this dramatically, put down a big chest somewhere over here. I have decided. We are going to... Oh goodness. Big chest, you need down one more. Why do I not have stuff? There. That should fix everything. I just need to grab more belt. Belt! I need you. And undergrounds. And more of these. More of the everything. No problem a little buffer can't solve. The only issue is, yeah, there is an issue, in that it was nice and straight along this line, and now I've got this little tumor sticking out. So if I can get rid of that tumor, that would be great. That would be just fantastic if I could get rid of that tumor. Let me apparently clear some of my inventory. I need those. I want my stuff. I want all of the stuff. Like, but I want it all. I want it all. All of it. Okay, if I do it this way... Well, you almost did it. It was almost smart enough. That'll do. Yeah, that's fine. That is completely fine. There's a slight hitch. There's the occasional slight hitch. I don't necessarily understand exactly why. So 5 make 14.29. Right? 5 make 14.29. Okay, and then a 6th adds 2.86. These three consume up to 3.38, but I don't need 3.38. I only need, oh, you know, for 15 of these... just 120. That's a little over 2. So it's within the amount of this. It's better. A lot better than it was. Yeah, and it should actually produce slightly more. And that's exactly what's happening now. Okay. I think I fixed it. Now this is going to get completely filled with pellets. It's almost there. And then everything is going to choke again, and I'm not going to have to worry about it anymore. That's a lot of fuel value. 147,000 times 24 megajoules each. That's a lot of stuff right there. All right, this monstrosity of a behemoth of a thing. Oh god, this thing. So yeah, that's just the that's just the geodes and the geode processing. All this right here, this. Yeah, that's just the crushed stone into mineralized water. All that, yeah, that's just the mineralized water. All of these sections here, I don't know how I'm going to even escape this and this very, like, particularly. I have to jump. these. Then how do I cross this gap? I don't. I can't. I cross this way? And then I do like a 2 gap here. So that's 1. It has successfully escaped. And then I need... this guy to successfully escape, and I need this guy to successfully escape. May as well make use of the space. Actually go here. I can't really fit a thing there, sadly, but may as well have it like that. Am I on red belt yet? Hell no. Nope. I'm not on red belt. I'm barely on yellow. I've been able to automate my yellow. Once I get the tin factory online, I think I'll be better off. But I don't have bronze yet. I haven't set up a bronze build. I should. I just haven't gotten to it. Anyway, this is actually more than this in here. If I pin this, like so, we see 633436. I've got 843368. So it's just a little bit bigger. Just a little bit bigger. This is 7, this is 9. So slightly larger scale. I think it's 45? No. 40? It's 40. Equivalent. So let me look at that. Build to that. Hello and welcome. I'm making crystal catalysts. Slowly but surely. Working on this build here. I'm trying to get my geodes out. I think that works now for you and for you and for you and for you. The geodes have escaped. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Am I using Bob's vehicle equipment mod? Yes, technically. Even though I've had it, I've never actually used it. So there's several things with like Bob's that I've just not used the stuff in. It would be here, I guess. The any vehicle equipment. Yeah, vehicle construction roboport. Vehicle burner generator. I've not used it. I have no real intention of using it either. Ooh, pretty blue. How much faster? Pulls at 900 versus 600, 259 to 367. Wow, that's a bonus. Now that's a bonus. But Invar. Yeah, but Invar. And let's see, that's this stuff now. All of that's done. For what good that means. No longer in the Sea Block pack? Well, the thing about the Sea Block pack, it gives you the baseline, and then I've just gone and added more to the Sea Block pack. Slash, there's a slight adjustment. I don't use FNEI. I will never use that monstrosity horror of a UI. I refuse. So I disable FNEI to enable what is it really used for. And therefore, that means I don't actually have Sea Block pack like enabled for this mod because it doesn't do anything. It's just a blank mod with a set of dependencies. That's all it is. So you turn it on to enable the dependencies and to like acquire the dependencies, and it's fine to turn it off again. And make adjustments, which I have done. I enabled the entirety of the Bob's suite, as well as the entirety of the Angels suite of mods. I don't run with the Angels beta features in Angels Industries, beta and alpha features. I'm not using any of that. I'm not using the components stuff from Angels Industries. I'm not using the tech overhaul from Angels Industries. It's just the robots. It's just the robots. Because I like having those early Angels bots. I think they're actually somewhat balanced. Oddly enough, they're actually somewhat balanced. Let's see, what next? What next? This is just... Oh, this is all crushing. Oh, right. This is all crushing. So this is all dust. All of this output, this is all dust. Right. I then need to process said dust in liquefiers, consuming sulfuric acid in the process. That should not be a chem plant. That should be a liquefier, as should... Well, let's see, where is it? Where is it? You? Yeah, you're a liquefier too. What's the difference? Power. A liquefier uses half the power of the equivalent chemical plant. Just for reference, despite being the same speed, there's a pretty big difference in power. Use the liquefiers whenever you can, because the chem plants are just massive power draws. I like how they look. To be honest, I like the liquefiers. I need more than what I'm holding. Okay. Oh no, that's a point. That's a good point. I say that's a good point as if someone made a point in chat, but no, it's a good point as in my brain just came up with its own bit of logic that it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, I just thought of something. I'm going to use a warehouse buffer. To even out the stuff. This is my belt balancer, my warehouse belt balancer. Ta-da! Belt balancer. Hey, thank you. Thank you for saying that I'm your favorite Factorio YouTuber. It's much appreciated. It takes a long time to get through and all of the mechanics to understand things at a higher level, but once you get it down, then the fun really starts, because then you can start getting creative, right? Sort of like with anything really, any skill. First comes the mechanics, then comes the creativity. So you have to know the rules that you're bound by before you can start trying to bend them to your will. Ah. I also make a lot of monstrosities, so let's let's keep a tempered mind for the moment, because yeah, I do some things to this game at times. Let's see, what am I up to here? I'm trying to get the liquefiers to process 100 crystal dust. 100 divided by 15. Two-thirds. Yeah. So 6 and 2/3. So 7. That is just enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just enough. So 14. 14 works out perfectly. Yeah, it's gonna work out perfectly. We're gonna have one belt going into 2 of the liquefiers. Where are they? There you are. How am I going to arrange this? I don't know. Just need space. You also have a fluid in and out, so there we go. Ta-da! Ooh, I'm really low on those pipes. Ahem. Hello! On a more recent Factorio version, you're happy to see someone doing Sea Block? Yeah, I know, like, Sea Block has been dormant, I think, in a lot of popular streamers' minds, slash content creators' minds. How many is that? 14. There we go. There have been a lot of changes to the mods themselves, let alone the Factorio version itself, right? Like, how many people have done complete playthroughs of Angels, let alone Sea Block, with the current iteration of the modules, right? The modules, the new module system. Oh, those aren't going to face the correct direction until I get the actual buildings placed. Let me go and pick up more liquefiers. Dang it. Hey, yeah, repair that, thanks. Don't you hate T-boning your own trains sometimes? Oh boy, alright, get some of that. I'll need regular pipe as well. Where, oh, where does my normal pipe live? Right here. And liquefiers. Where'd I put those? Here. In this corner! Liquefiers! Let's go. Take care of this. Hopefully we're going to find something that indicates that it's completely busted and broken. Yeah, just like with Pandots mods, where we constantly find things that are completely busted and broken. Let's see if we can find anything in Sea Block that's just completely busted and broken. In my favor. Ahem. Gotta make that clear. Busted and broken is in something that I can make some infinite amounts of stuff off of. Well, that's unfortunate. There we go. Ta-da! And that is that. Yeah, no, it's just gonna make 500 crystal slurry out of all that. It's just 500. There's no issue with this. Just 500. Yeah. I'm thinking that all of that's gonna get thrown into a Jack's tank. And it might actually get used for the other processing as well. Might choose to split the processing. Da-da. I don't even need to add another thingy here. It's just gonna work. I'll need to, though, to do the output. Pumps. There and there should be fine. Alright. That is that step. We still need to make the charcoal for the stuff. Yes, charcoal for the stuff. Charcoal for the filters. On the actual filtering. I think that's always going to be 2, no matter what type of product I'm making, either the mineral sludge or the crystal seedling. I'm pretty sure that's still going to be 2. I'm doing that. I need oxygen for the sulfuric acid. This does make a whole 0.25 extra sulfur. Woohoo! 0.25 more sulfur. Isn't that glorious? Fantastic and wonderful amounts of stuff here. Oh, it wants to use the pure water out of this hydro plant. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Alright, well, let's see. Over here, I have exactly 3 algae farms. Yay. That unfortunately needs to go into 4 assembling machines. For whatever reason. That doesn't work out well. It's easy to go from, like, 3 to 2 or 4 to 3, that's easy, but not so much in the other direction. The reason... Or is it the other direction? Is it? Wait, I'm already confusing myself. So if I go 3 to 4, that is evenly distributed. But if I go... Oh, no. So this only gets an input from 1, half of 1, and this only gets an input from 1/2 of 1. Whereas in the other direction, it gets... This gets inputs from 2, this gets inputs from 2, this gets inputs from 2. But this is also outputting only to 1. This is also only outputting to 1. So, if we think about the 2-3 system on the basic circuits, when you have that, that still works because you are outputting evenly. But I don't think that the opposite works. Where you're going from more to fewer. I don't know. I've never been able to logically comprehend going from more from fewer to more or more to fewer. I think the 4 technically works. We'll try. We'll see. We'll see if there's any issues. I hope there's not. Going from 3 to 4. Although it's only... It's 3.06 that's needed, and 2.29 that's needed here. So it's not like a perfect system regardless. That'll be those. Done. I do still have space for that. That's those. What else? What else? All of it goes into... Oh, hey. How convenient. 2. What's the throughput here? 1.88? Yeah, that's fine. Ta-da! And all that into 1. Whoops. You're doing that. This is going to be the bricks. In the end, that's actually just a third of that getting used. Yeah, that makes sense because I think it's 1, 4, 8, or something along those lines. It's yeah, ratios. Don't you love ratios? Ratios are awesome. 3. 3.75. Ew. Ew. But still too necessary. And then we've got the furnace. Like so. That's gonna make the charcoal. Charcoal's gonna output filter / output priority into the liquefier. Hey, buddy, I need a liquefier. You're making that. Oh, that's unfortunate. I should swap. There we go. Makes it easy. then the processing. Cool. And then how much... Oh, right, I need to... Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. I need to bring the mineralized water up and over in this column, or this row, I should say. There you go. There's the mineralized water input. So that can flow. Oh gosh, this monstrosity. This thing is just... Oh. How the heck am I gonna copy this whole thing and paste it down elsewhere? Like, yeah, I could fit another one of these in a unit here, but it's not like I'll be able to fit 4 of them, right? Because we also need a train station. Maybe 3? We'll see what it all looks like at the end, but I'm not gonna hold out much hope for anything, because it's gonna have to extend either this way or down from here. And we need 20 filtration plants. I'm not even carrying 1, am I? I'm not even carrying filtration plants, so I'm gonna have to go back and get some of those. Hydro plant 2s. I need 3 to making pure water. I'm gonna do this here. At least 3 making pure water. In fact, I need... How much? 500 for that. 100 for that. So 600 pure water is needed. Which is actually 4 of these. 1 supply of water is fine. Whoops. There you go. There's that. And, we're right at the point where it's time to take a brief break. Within the next minute, technically. I've got 3 things that's gonna process and make sulfur from sulfuric wastewater. I'm gonna place these. That's the alarm. To say, hey, it's time to take a break. Time for break. I'm going to be voiding all of the fluid output from this. I'm going to be voiding the saline output from this. How much is the saline? 120. That's still within the realms of 1. That works if I want to keep things somewhat compact. Do that and that. How much is made out of 3? That's more than 1, sadly. So... I think it's 2 and then 1. Yeah, 1 and 2 should be fine. I think these are 160 thereabouts each, so that should take care of that for the moment. I'll need the sulfur wastewater in, sulfuric wastewater in, and I'll need to somehow get the outputs sorted. I can make that look better, but for now, I'm going to take a brief break for just a few minutes. I shall be back shortly. And welcome back, everyone. I have returned. Let us continue with this build. I swear this wasn't supposed to be the entirety of today's stream. But, That's what happens when you're building at a really large scale. That tends to happen. I need to get more assembling machines. My car is down here. I should be placing radars as well. Wherever I can. Infinite quantities of radars everywhere. I should even potentially add radars to a part of a rail blueprint. Just like my straight rail segment, have a copy of the straight rail segment just with a radar on it, so that I could just replace or add to the middle of a section. Speaking of the sections, these blocks are very specifically designed to have a intersection gap that is precisely one of the larger intersections in width. So it is one larger intersection in width, which also happens to be 3 standard T intersections wide, 3 of them. You can see that there are 3 standard size intersections here in all of this. My issue is with this right here is it is somewhat throughput limited, because if there is a train in any of this, no other train can enter in the same direction at all. Even if there is a sufficient distance between them, no other train can go through in that same direction. It's a little bit meh. A little bit meh. Just a slightly bit meh. I don't remember if I have to get rid of one of these or make sure that they're there to disable these signals. Because the whole point of disabling a signal is to have the intersections be side by side without causing problems. The problem is that then that reduces the overall throughput. But we have a square-based system with alternate options that could end up being faster for various trains. Only stuff going in here or in here should really need to take this. I don't necessarily need this bisecting rail. It's there just for my own organization purposes. It keeps it organized, as in, this is a separate factory from this is a separate factory from this, etc., etc. And technically, I could even make 4 smaller units. I could have a horizontal line going through and separate it into quads. The only problem with the quad setup is, well, the train station uses an entire quad by itself. Could be feasible for specific situations with specific sets of factories that could all be fed with one train station. And there would be enough room for a train station to provide 3 outputs with enough depot spots for that in one of the quads, with stuff going on in the factories in the other 3. That could be viable, potentially, for certain things. We shall see as we go along. I need to make sure, this isn't full yet. I have 411,000 landfill waiting for me to continue my majestic base expansion. We might need more land soonish. I am here to grab more of these in particular. And what about anything else? Do I need to grab other things? Yes, is always the answer to that question. I need 20 of these. How many crystallizers do I have? 0? I'm somewhat blind to this, but, yeah, I had 0. Building counts. Building counts. Building counts. How many, chem plants am I holding? I have the air filters, that's fine. Chem plants, I have 16. I need 11. So I think I'm good now on the building infrastructure. It's just all of the other logistics. It's just everything else that I need to worry about. Also, yeah, I had said that I wanted to use bots more and to design with robots in mind. The thing about robots, they're great for moving stuff around, but there does become a little tiny bit of an issue at higher throughput. My base can't do high throughput right now. Okay? It can't do it. Also, have I checked that this is actually capable of doing this? I seem to have a memory that actually isn't a thing that can happen. When I did the transition to the compact loaders. I don't think I can do this. Let me take anything. Here, charcoal. Huh. Yeah, that's both lanes. Yeah, there is nothing in those. I need to redesign this. Uh-oh. Oh, it would have been so nice, but, yeah, it doesn't actually work. Not with these loaders. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, that's sad. Okay. New plan. Now, does that work? Hello, Ollie. Hello, my Ollie. Yes, my Ollie is here. He's joined me. He's come to my lap. He's such a pretty boy. There's my pretty boy. Ah, he's sleepy. He's sleepy. He's all flopped. He's flopped with his arms there. Yes, big stretch. He's stretching. Yes, how's my big boy? How's that big boy? How's my big baby with his nice red collar? Yes, how is he? How's my boy? How's that baby? He wants to settle down in the lap. Yes, he wants to settle. There he goes, settling in the lap. When did you go to the window? I saw Dolly go to the window. She was there, and you were on a box, sleeping. Did you trade places? I was expecting Dolly to walk back over my coffee machine. But no, it was Ollie this time. They traded spaces. So yeah, I need to do this, and that's the problem. Da da ba ba da bo sha ba da. Okay. Okay. Wait, does that work? I mean, I don't get the rebalancing, but that does work, yes? Like, if I do that there, and then I have that. That works. My God, he's done it! He's done it! He's made it work! Oh, gosh. I actually have made it work. It just works. There. That doesn't need adjusting, that doesn't need adjusting, that doesn't need adjusting, and this needs adjusting. Right here. Ta-da! Excellent! That works. Yes, it's a good thing I noticed. It is a good thing that I noticed. Yes, Ollie, you're grooming now. You're in the lap and grooming as best you can with half your body under the desk. And up against the bottom of the desk. Alright. With that detour finished, I need 20 filters. Oh god. 20. AKA 2 lines of 10. How do I want this? So, usually, we do something like this around here. That needs to be an extra tile. Up. You're doing that. Oh, it doesn't need to be an extra tile up. I very specifically put it in this orientation so that it doesn't need to be that extra tile up. But I'm gonna do this because I do actually need that to be a tile up as well. Because Yeah, I can do this. And that is that. Just gotta get all of it connected with immense amounts of pipe. Pipe to grounds, that is. Ah, so much pipe. Hope you like placing pipe. And then... and then the concept of having 2 inserters each. Huh. You know, as nice as this is, I can't power that. You know, as nice as this arrangement would otherwise be, I can't power that, and I don't have the space for 2 here. Without doing underground belts. Maybe I should just do underground belts. Ew. Ew. Ew, 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 ew. I don't like having a near and far, or having a close and a distant arrangement like that. I don't, ew. This is slower. If you, yeah. This is actually slower because the length adjustment slows it down on its back and forth rotation. So we need to go and take the whole thing and move it again, but this is in the way. Of course it's in the way. It's always going to be in the way. You know what? Just do that. That's nicer, cleaner. So this whole thing needs to be moved up 1 tile minimum. And then I would like that to be an extra tile as well. If possible, not actually possible. Not actually possible. However, there is a however. I can make it work actually by getting rid of this. As nice as an idea that this was, it won't work with my current arrangement. Oh yeah, and power. Duh. Power poles can fit right in here. I still will be able to connect here if I do that. Because I can still fit like so. But otherwise, they'll all exist just like that. There. can actually do this one tile closer, can't I? Right there. Go, 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 do the stuff. Phew! Now that whole thing, minus the inserters, for this side. Just a few units of pipe being used for all this. I'm out of undergrounds, or pipe to grounds, I should say. Whoops. There you go. Completely out of pipe to ground as now. There's our pure water that's going to get used to feed this. This needs to go to feed into this. There you go. It has been fed. I can trim that a little bit on that side. Unless I want to do the things on that side. You know what? Sure. Sure, we'll do the... charcoal filter stuff over here. That's done in regular assembling machines. I need 3 of them, apparently. Charcoal filters, away! Yes, you're doing that. Here's the charcoal input. And all of that out. I need to consider lanes. Let me think about this for a sec. So that's going to do this outside lane. That's going to output the empty filters are being output on the outside lane. So these... Oh! I don't need to make any adjustment whatsoever. Actually, yes, I do. Duh. This is outputting on this outside lane. This is outputting on this outside lane. This is outputting on this inside lane, so it's fine. It's fine! It works. It just works without needing to do any lane shenaniganry. It actually works. I'm shocked. And awed. So that's that, as well as... that, and that. So we still need to do the actual sulfuric acid processing for this down here. Now we are making the sulfur right here. Doesn't need to be right here. Could move it down to be a little bit closer, and I think I will just do that. Yeah, I'm gonna move it to be over here. There you go. You have been moved successfully. I could probably do the catalyst stuff up there if I really want to, the crystal catalysts. Let me see. What is next? The chemical plants and the outputting of the sulfur. So the chemical plants here, I need 4 and 3. This is going to be doing that process. This is going to be doing... Oops. That process. Yeah, that should be fine. Do that. Do that, and that. And then connect the dots there. Connect all of that. Get a bunch of long-handed inserters going. Get, yeah, get a bunch of long-headed inserters going. Maybe. I think that's going to be fine. For throughput. Yeah, sure, excess. In a box. Maybe? Nah. Nah, if I'm gonna do excess into a box, it's going to be making sure that this is full first, and then into a box. And that needs to also void the mineralized water, lest I forget. There we go. So, gotta get the purified water brought in. Just for reference, this is how much? 100? And this makes 280. Now, for simplicity's sake, I had done all the pure water up here, but I have to wonder. Nah, this is fine. This is fine. Completely okay. All I gotta do is that right there. And it's all connected. Once I get all the piped grounds, of course. That, just add oxygen. How many buildings on the oxygen? 4? Well. Alright then. 4. Yeah, that works. How much? I need 2. These do 200 per second, I'm pretty sure, of avoiding, so... Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, whoopsies. Two. Doing those voiding. That voiding. And that. And... all of that. How many? 7. That's a few. That's a little bit of space. Ta-da! Doesn't extend past the edge. Oh, that's an unfortunate edge. I could tighten that up a little bit by cutting you, pasting you there. Yeah. That tightens up the edge. This is now the edge. I think I could tighten it another tile. If I cut all of this... I could tighten it a tile. And that will work. Oh yeah, there's still the concept of connecting the slurry and getting the slurry in. That can be done over here on this side. So I'm not worried about that at all, really. Yeah, I'm not at all worried about that. Am I done? Oh, I'm done. I actually just need to connect up the crystallizers at this point, and get the seedling connected right. That's the other part. I need to connect the seedling, and I need to connect the other stuffs. The other stuffs. That could actually be there. Ta-da! That's that connected. Aw, really? There you go. This is the slurry. So let's get the slurry down and over. That's the slurry, and then the seedling. I guess it can be here. Yeah, we can do that 7 crystallizer line over here. Right here. Or not. 1 tile down. 1 tile down, please. You're doing that. Times 7. For whatever reason. It makes 40... I'm, 2, 3, 4, 5... 5. Give me 2 yellow belts. I don't even need that much, but hey. You know what? It's fine. It will be fine. Cough. Cough. Wink. Wink. Nudge. Nudge. I've overbuilt this. Gee, whatever shall I do? He's overbuilt a thing. What's the bottom? It's this. This tile is the bottom. So I can put this here. Yeah, I figured that wasn't really gonna work all that well. Yeah. Get rid of that. Although it's still off a tile. Booger. Goodbye, Ollie. Ollie's going to the desk now. Is he warm? Is he hot? Too hot for my lap, Mr. Ollie? Hmm. 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 Alright, I only need 5. Well, that's that then. Give me a bunch of pipe to grounds, and I think it's basically done. It just needs power. Where'd I park? Way over there. It needs power. It needs the filter frames. It needs a lot of filter frames. Although you need to be careful always with catalysts, not having too many and not having too few. There's a bit of a there's a bit of a buffer in terms of how many are okay. It's just too few and you're not getting the throughput that you need, and too many and it chokes the system completely and stops it from moving. Always have to be careful with those catalysts. I'm here for pipe to ground. Let's get that and be on our way. Knowing me, I left something that I should have picked up something else. Close that. Oh. You know what helps? Nanobot ammo. Nanobot ammo helps. I still don't know why the nanobot construction ammo is just sticks, but I'll abuse the heck out of it while it is. Like, why is it only sticks? What's making this only sticks? This was not only sticks. I very specifically know that this was not only sticks. Because Pyanodon's mods. I very distinctly felt the pain because they were not just iron sticks. They were they're the repair packs. They're supposed to take repair packs. But apparently not. Not in this setup. For whatever reason. Alright. That, I think, is that. So have I made any errors? I wouldn't put it past me. Having done this a while now. I don't have water? Okay. How many, or how much water do I need? Not much. For that, this is going to use a bit more. This is water. But I don't want to add another tile. Meh. I guess I need to get deep water wells. Let's get some water wells. Hello, water wells. They also only stack to 5, which is another part of the balance there of these deep water wells. They're 5x5 entities, so you can't jump them with yellows. And they only stack to 5, so they take up a whole bunch of inventory space. Go here. Yeah, that works. So that's gonna do that. Do I have a thingy placed? I do. Just gotta make sure that I get all of this wired up. Whoops. I don't think I need this one. And then over here, we've got... Huh? Why were you there? Should be... Yeah, should be that. That's the way. I likely do not have enough medium power poles for the entire block. I have 58 total left. I don't quite think that's going to be enough. Alright, that works. That powers those. That connects that line up. I need to connect this somehow. Actually, that goes there. Da 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 da. There you go. Oddly enough, that provides power to all of it. I don't even need this. In the middle here, that's those four, and they are connected. Da 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 da. Add a little redundancy, maybe? Meh. Unfortunately, this does need the power in each one of these little alcoves. That's those. And now I need more. Vehicle. To the mall. Give me more. More power poles. We need more. Always need more of everything. So I guess turns out this stream has just been getting these catalysts. Like, what's the sense of moving on? Where'd I put the... Where's the... There they are. Hi. How many bigs do I have? 75. I think that's fine. Sad part is as I upgrade power poles, I need fewer power poles and have to like adjust all of it. I'm not gonna adjust all of it. I am not gonna adjust to the new wire lengths as we go. That's on the tedious side of things. I am not going to adjust just to try to save a few power poles here or there. Okay, do that and that. Then I need to provide power to all of this. Think that works. Aww. Really? There you go. That provides power to all of that. So, let's see how much I've missed. I can guarantee I've missed something in here. Let's place a big pole there. Now let's watch for flashy lights. Ah. You were one tile too far. But hey, that's pretty good. Only one entity that I can see without power. Yeah, just the one on that power line on that last air filter. Okay. This needs a quote-unquote kickstart to get going to produce the CO2. Right, that would be a reason to set up a separate production for CO2 and or for charcoal in general. Prevent it keeps me from having to go and manually kickstart these things all the time. But oh yeah, that needs to be set to that. Ta-da! Well, all that leaves is bringing in the viscous mud water. This needs 810 per second. Well, as it just so happens, this is slightly cheating, but as it just so happens, across the street over here, really? Why? Why I do this? And all the way over here, I don't know if I can actually maintain the throughput for all this, but whoops. We'll try. Please don't get blocked by anything. So up here, I have a little bit of... I've just a bit of viscous mud water up here. I've got, oh, I don't know. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 by 5, 20 full throughput pipes of viscous mud water ready to go. I'm barely using 2. Yeah, I'm barely using 2. This whole thing, I think, technically runs off of 1 to do the landfill, but I've split it and I'm using 2 at half throughput. But yeah, 4. Each one does 300, so 300 times 4 is 1200 per second. Simple math there for all of that. So that's going to be enough. This should be moving now, and I just got to keep an eye on my stuff here. Ah, the glorious rainbow vomit is moving. The beautiful rainbow vomit. And it's organized through the power of the warehouse and loaders. Yeah, that is a lot of stuff right there. That is a lot of stuff. It's so much stuff, in fact, that I would like to keep a nice pressure tank filled with it, just in case. The excess will get voided, but the pressure tank, the pump actually here should prevent this from exceeding the 80% void. So, how is this looking? It needs the sulfuric acid. I think I need a kickstart on the sulfuric acid as well. Yes, I need to kickstart the sulfuric acid because I need, yeah. Alright, let's see. Do I have any excess? No, not from this build. This build, it wasn't built in a way that actually produces the excess sulfuric, the excess sulfur. It's voiding it as something else. I should be using my car for this, but whatever. This, however, does excess sulfur off of the electrolysis. We're a little bit beyond electrolysis now in the grand scheme for producing the mineral water. It's not efficient anymore to do it that way. Doing it this way, it uses less power overall. Because we are avoiding using the electrolyzers. They use so much power, those electrolyzers. Even with the better recipe to get the slag that doubles your output, electrolyzers just use too much power to be viable for the slag. So this should begin working as soon as I actually connect the sulfuric acid to it. Whoopsies. Yeah, that's one of those whoopsies moments. No. You to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, to there. Doink, 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 doink. There's your sulfuric acid that you've so desperately desired. Another benefit is that I'm also getting a huge buffer on the crushed stone. It's glorious. I've already filled the tank. I've already got 350,000 mineralized water just hanging out. And wait, is this even enough? That's 960 that it can void. It's actually briefly backing up. These 7... that's actually too much for a pipe. Wait, what? Did I even look at how much mineralized water 115 crushed stone makes? Apparently not. Oh, whoops. I pushed a button I shouldn't have pushed. Yeah, I control clicked. It's 11:54, so it's still within the throughput of a pipe. And it's apparently only 6, not 7. So why did I do 7? Oh, I did 7 because each one can do 22.5, and I'm not at red belts yet, and I only wanted to do 1 each, so 7 it was in the end. So that does mean it's fine, even if it does sort of back up a little bit on the stuff. Once we go through the buffer, is fine. 'Tis fine. I now have an amount of crystal slurry. Now, what I need is the filters in the system to cover the entirety of the everything. Oh boy, that's gonna need steel. I'm gonna need to pick up steel. I should set this up in the mall to make a whole bunch of filter frames for me. Because I need enough for 20 to operate all at once, so that's going to be a lot cycling. Let me go ahead and do that, because I haven't... I know for a fact that I haven't done that yet. You make those. Thanks. Oh, it uses sticks, too. Interesting. It's not that I ran out of sulfuric acid, it's just that I haven't been making the sulfuric wastewater, you know? I haven't been using the slurry. I'm not using the slurry to make the seedling. That's the step that's not happening. Because I need filters And once I have the filters, then it makes the wastewater to make the sulfur, to make the sulfuric acid, to make the seedling again. To then, or to make the slurry, to make the seedling, to make the waste, that makes the wastewater, that makes the acid, that makes the slurry, that makes the seedling, that makes the wastewater, that makes the acid, etc., etc. It loops. It loops! And it actually produces slightly more sulfur / sulfuric acid than it uses. It's slightly positive. By design, I'm pretty sure. We just need a lot more filter frames to actually get all 20 of these operational. And hey, we have crystal catalysts being made. Cue the hallelujah chorus at this point. Yeah. So that took a while to do this. I didn't intend this build to be this initially when I had started building it off screen, because this was supposed to be more of the sludge, more mineral sludge, not crystal catalysts like this, and it's overbuilt for the amount of crystal catalysts that I'm making. I could scale back here and like add a little unit over here that's using the mineralized water to do actual sludge, mineral sludge off the excess. Because this is going to fill this tank with slurry over time. I should use it for something. And it's not like I'm going to be using a freaking two red belts worth, or two yellow belts worth of these catalysts anytime soon, right? Because, well, yeah, I do need a lot of the catalysts. Let me look at the individual ore sorting recipes. I need this, and this that use the crystal catalysts. I need that, not that. Where was I? That, and that. I don't think we need thorium for anything. And those come from crystal catalysts. So if we do, I don't know, 5, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15. Oh, I don't need uranium, I think. 15. What do we end up with? 12.5 of that for the hybrids, 30 total crystal catalysts. Like, and 15 makes 30 plates at pellet press processing for all of these. So yeah, there you go. Just for reference, pellet press is a 2 plates per 1 ore ratio. Processed is 1.5 plates to 1 ore ratio. And then, of course, just the standard ore to ingots to plates is usually a 1-to-1. And then there's gains for the processes that do the sheet coils and the productivity and all that, and it increases further. But just baseline, without looking at productivity, without looking at the gains from doing the coolant sheet coil recipes were relevant. Not all of these have coolant sheet coil based recipes. But yeah, even all of this, it's still only 30 total crystal catalysts, right? So this is going to last us a while, to say the least. I do need to fit a train station in here, probably from the bottom, rather than here. I don't quite think that's gonna Nah, that's not gonna work. That doesn't work. That also barely doesn't work because I've built just too much too far. That's a little sad. I could do it here. Have it in the middle. Or on the other side in the middle. Puts the station a lot closer to the actual stuff that I want, so yeah, I think I'll place it there. That should be good. Let's get in the car, because the car has stuff. I could tuck stuff in and do that. Am I out of... Oh, I am completely out of rails. Let's get rails. Beautiful, glorious, wonderful rails. They are being made right here. Oh, right, they're not getting made. I forgot I did that. Right. I should do this. And get the thing put in the network. Oh yeah, speaking of, I need to grab some of those. I need a stack of those, please. Thanks. Sure. Yeah, get all the stuff. It needs the rocks as well. It can make these here, but I'm actually going to stop that because... Wait, why is there still... Wait, why is there iron? Did I not... Oh. I was supposed to have cut this off, but... Turns out I didn't. I didn't cut it off at all. Well, that's okay, because there's still some things that need the iron that are being made on the bus that have to do stuff. I did leave the tin and the lead on purpose. Because I think there's still, like, circuits, basic circuit stuff that needs the things. But basically my iron is coming from over here. This is a point that I am considering replacing specific items here at the end of the bus with requester chests and requesting the item and reversing the belts, just to be able to continue making a few specific things that I haven't done on the main grid yet, the train system yet, but there's no point. There's no point. I should be doing this in factories and providing onto the train network, just period. I need to do essentially this for these green circuits, and I need to do, well, with the carbon too, that needs to go in that, and then over here with this for the basic circuits, basic circuit boards. Actually, the basic circuit boards, now that I'm thinking about it, this is water, right? This is from water. Like, this is all from water, so... If I need basic circuit boards, it is one item in, and it is one item out. Meaning, outside of the space for it, which I have plenty of, Should I not just do this on site wherever I need them? Wherever I need them? I'm thinking... I'm pretty sure it's going to be the second. No, it wasn't. Alright. It was the first on the list. Sometimes there's doubles, empty doubles on the search for whatever reason that I don't know. I see mall stuff. I see that's to make a lab type. This one is a science. So to make a science, I would need it. Oh, and that also gets into the... Right, the waste byproduct. Yeah, I need to investigate that. I think the rest of the stream is going to be just investigating these next sciences that are going to introduce a interesting dynamic. Of course, it's not called military. It's a it is a science, though. It is this science as well as the chemical science I want to look at. Oh, sounds like the printer's printing. Boop boop. I didn't. I wanted it here, game. Hello. I wanted it here. Chemical. So in the production of these, there will occasionally be these waste byproducts that will produce ores on me, and I need to see. Yeah, I need to actually make Invar. Really. Really. I need to see what the ratios are on all of these. If I want one ablative weapon thingy, break down the steel? Maybe not. Let's not look at the steel. It is going to need brass, which brass technically will use copper. Really, it's brass to get into mill. Huh. Interesting. Brass to get into mill. Cool, I suppose. That one. And that, more waste byproducts. I wish it would actually show me the actual outputs. But I think I have to move these into other thingies. Yeah. It's like I want it to process all. Like, please. Please give me some button to say like, "Hey, use all of it. Use all." Show me exactly how much ore is being made. Because that's what I'm trying to figure out here. That can break down. That can break down. Sure, why not for this purpose? We can look at that from that perspective. We can look at this from this perspective, I guess. What good that'll do. There's still 6.5. Oh no, that's red. That's red, so that's telling me that there's this order of operations thing going on. Yeah, just an order of operations thing going on. Don't mind the doohickey. It's just an order of operations thing. Wait, wasn't there something that... Wait, what? Why you no use the copper waste? Use coppery waste. Why you no use coppery waste? Use coppery waste. Use it. Show me. Show me the things. Apparently, What this is indicating is that the amount of ore is enough for the stuff I need. The brass and the copper, but we'll see how that works out. Because it would be nice. Ahem. It would be nice if the amount needed of copper. All right, so now it's showing it. You do need to input copper into this system. You need a way of getting the ore. In which case, I'll add the individual ore sorting recipe just to show me that, hey, I need an extra 2.34 to cover the costs, but it offsets a lot. Half the copper cost thus far gets offset. Invar is a steel nickel process. What about iron? The solder is a tin lead process. I can ignore that. That's iron. Iron from molten from usually the iron manganese, but in this case from the standard iron, processed iron, and iron ore. And in this case, it looks like we're still producing an excess amount of iron, which is weird. What am I not breaking down? I have broken down all of the main elements. So at this point, the only thing that would use the iron would be steel. In which case, then we should have a huge desire for stuff. What? Yeah, now it's trying to give me the ore that I need, and then I can be like, yo, hey, there's that for iron to make steel. And I would actually do this for the iron to make the steel. Which makes complete sense. So actually, the iron ore, it's 3.25 iron ore, which absolutely offsets a bit of the iron that goes in to get the steel for this process, because there needs to be a lot of steel in this process, including the steel that is being used to make the Invar plates. But you'll notice that, yeah, this is a really long process that ultimately comes down to our basic resources that we can make on demand, right? It comes down to like sludge, really, and water. So besides those nickel and zinc ingots, what I'm thinking is for the ablative weapons testing kits, the military science, and for the chemical science, the unilivid atomic manipulator. These are going to have their own dedicated factories that aren't going to input plates, but are going to make the plates local that it needs. It's going to make all of its things local because of the loops with the waste products, essentially. These waste products just throw a spanner in the works. It just really fouls things up. So we're just going to do the whole thing all in one factory and take care of all the loops and the prioritizations of the waste product use locally. Because that's going to be the easiest thing than having to throw waste products onto a train and then get a prioritized use of the waste products in a separate factory. Like that's the one thing I don't want to do if I can avoid it. If I can avoid it, I will avoid it, and I won't do it. Now, with the chemical science, that's actually green science stuff there. Glass sulfur dioxide as an ingredient. Oh, God. Oh, God. And, yeah, with chemical science, we have the same thing with copper waste product. However, it does use 12 plates in the step that gives the waste product. So at the least for the iron and the copper, let's clarify this a bit. Maybe not everything in one factory, but everything involving iron and copper in the factory that makes the science. Let's make that clarification. Anything using iron and copper and steel will be here. Or actually, steel and copper for this case. The actual iron can come from my iron, the iron plates, because this would only make 3.25 per one ablative kit of the iron ore. That can all go into steel ingots. That can all go into steel ingots. Yeah. That's going to be more than enough. Yeah, but there's still like Invar and, well, I guess and the zinc, or the nickel for the Invar, and the zinc for the brass. So it's hard to get around doing all of those metals here. So, blah. I guess the only thing I would really bring in is tin. Where even is the tin? In the tinned wire coils? Yeah. I could bring the tin in as tinned wire coils. Right? Maybe? Because I think I can get away with all of that. It's just that this makes a lot of copper ore. This makes 4.25 copper ore. So at the very least, we need to consider that. And it doesn't use a lot of copper either. Now over here, we have microcircuits and Atmos. Those are from green science. So don't have to worry about that too much. And these guys also, from Green Science, I'll actually just look at it from the perspective of the wire coils for the moment. Because these waste products, yeah. Give me a matrix solver on that for the moment. And we'll break down the copper. I'm not really going to break down the gold plate or the aluminium plate. They're just going to be what they are. This circuit, though, oh boy. Oh boy, that's a lot of stuff. Oh, joy, oh bliss. Hi. Yeah, propene. The hell am I going to get propene from? Methanol? I could do that methanol, but I could also do that methanol, which is enabled and is a thing, and okay. Oh, okay. We can work with this. I won't break that down too far, but just yeah. That's nice. That's a thing. We can go into propene, we can go directly into as much plastic as I want out of green algae, basically. Then that, yeah, that's gonna be silicon and all of that. But I think that basically takes care of things. I need that. Those. Resin. Ferric chloride solution. Hydrogen chloride and iron ore. Yeah, da-da-da-dee-dee-doo. We need to look at this. Steel, naphtha, fuel oil, or steel methane. We'll have a look at that later. This guy... Femto laser foci would be coppery waste byproduct again. This guy, femto laser emitter, would be another copper waste byproduct, meaning we're gonna have a bit of copper waste byproduct here. Go ahead and break down the stuff. Wow, it's a lot of copper that I need for this. Just to get one? Wait, just one? Just one chemical science per second uses 18 copper ore off of processed copper processing into the molten stuff. I'm not looking at the sheet coil uncoiling, because we... Or do we? Do we? Do we have the... No, we don't have the coolant recipe. We can't get the coolant recipe until after I get chemical science. So there's no point in looking at those gains. But like, holy crap. That's a lot of copper. Not even looking at the glass or the gold or aluminium. That's a lot of copper. The rest is somewhat trivial. Wait, why do you say 15.14 input? Oh, right, because it's trying to get all of the copper that it needs. Yeah. So, that coppery waste byproduct, how much am I getting in ore out of you? 3. It's a 1-to-1. Just for reference, I'm happy that it does not take productivity, but still. Fortunately, with this only producing coppery waste byproducts, that's the only thing that I need to do locally on chemical science. So we have a general plan. The chemical science factory is going to include localized production of the stuff, and it's going to look a bit like that. It's going to be an input. Whoops, I clicked the wrong thing. It's going to be an input on mineral sludge here to process into 15.14 copper ore. The rest is input from the waste product cycling, and from there processing into the plates that we need. That would improve at the pellet press processing phase, along with coolant processing, reducing the amount of mineral sludge in on the system, and maintaining the need to cycle 3 copper ore through the system. So that will be that when it comes down to it. Fortunately, what we've learned here today is that plastic is obscenely easy. Like, it's incredibly simple for plastic. Like, wow. That is simply a matter of scale to get as much plastic as I need when it's just propene, and you can get propene out of methanol and steam in a steam cracker. And you can get methanol from cellulose for free from green algae. It's great. The red circuit boards, I guess by virtue of no. So I actually need to remove the red circuits from this in their entirety, because the red circuits are not what are the primary consumers of the copper. They use a little bit of copper, but I'm going to... I think I removed the wrong thing. But I'm going to remove the red the circuits in general from this, because yeah, this one in particular, this atomic sensors array, it uses 12 copper plates by itself. So it really just comes down to how much mineral sludge needs to get processed into copper here. I'll be doing the advanced circuits separately. Yeah. I need to think of what exactly is going to be separate here, and that's part of it. So all the plastic and such, that can all get removed. That's part of these advanced circuits. Yeah, those are separate. Those don't actually use that much copper, but that alone on a thing that's making the copper waste product is enough to cover it. And same thing here. This laser foci and emitter, these use way more copper than the waste byproducts offset. So just those items alone, making the copper plates for these 3, should be all I really care about on site for this. And with that, folks, we're like 6 minutes past the hour. We have reached the end of the stream for the day. Today, all I really got done was the crystal catalysts. Unfortunately, I guess I'll change the title of the video. Oh, it died. Why did it die? Huh? Oh, right. Mud. I'll deal with that off screen. I completely forgot I needed to offload and void the mud from these 9. Oopsies. But regardless, we did get a massive factory setup that produces crystal catalysts today, and have looked at what we need to do for various things. Why? Oh, because I'm requesting a lot of stuff there. Yeah, we've got plans for what the sciences will eventually look like. Neither one I'm going to do anytime soon, though, because there's so much else to do in the meantime. When we next meet, we'll be working on more of the individual ore sorting for various plate types. Just continuing along with all of that, maybe starting to use some of the crystal catalysts, and getting stuff going here in the mall with stuff from the train network. We are not going to be meeting tomorrow, as I mentioned at the beginning of this stream, because we're going to be having a technician from our ISP, Cox, come out to replace our modem around the time that I would be streaming. So, yeah, and we need to like be ready for that to happen, and hopefully things will get more stable with the internet connection with a new modem. Fingers crossed. We shall see. I also know that at some point that they're going to be doing more work on their infrastructure, and that will change things around a little bit. But we'll see what happens with whenever that happens. Regardless, I will be back on Friday, ideally, with more of the glorious Stardew Valley playthrough. And we'll be back with this on Tuesday of next week, because we do Stardew Valley on Fridays and Mondays. And with that, thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showit. If you've enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming an Erudite Otaku member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button, and supporting the channel through Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowit if you're so inclined and able. And I shall see you all on the next one.